What's going on YouTube? This is Dark Moon Tamer here, and today I'm doing a deck profile debut of my Neo-Nectar Maiden series. I know you're all probably thinking, why the fuck the Maiden series? Well, the Maidens have always been underlinked compared to the Musketeer version build, which everyone knows everyone's gonna be running. So I'm giving these girls a chance to redeem themselves by showing Musketeers who's really the good supporters. So, this deck was actually inspired by Maki Nakashiro, one of Suabe's little secretaries. I think she's a secretary to the Chancellor too, but anyways. So for her story, she has actually been one of the very first characters to ever been reversed. And she's been working with the Void ever since before reverse Takudo. So, anyways, this build is, or the playstyle of this clan is that not only you check the top 5 cards of your deck, you can superior call as well, depending if it's the same name or a certain kind of clan or card you want. And also, it has to be either in the, you can stand it or rest it. And honestly, this clan is about luck draw too. It helps you get the triggers off if you need some triggers. So, anyways, without any further ado, let's get on with the introduction. So, my starting vanguard is none other than the Maiden of Physalis. You counterblast 1, you put her into the soul. When she successfully boosts a Neo-Nectar Vanguard, you put her into the soul. If you pay the cost, if you do, look at the top 5 cards of your deck and choose one grade 1 Neo-Nectar and superior call it in the resting position. And then, of course, your deck gets to be shuffled. So shuffling your deck is a very awesome bonus right there. So for the trigger lineup, I have 4 heal triggers, 4 draws, and you're all gonna probably laugh at me and ask questions, but I run actually 4 or 8 stand triggers in this deck. Reason why I do 8 stands instead of 8 crits, because this deck, Neo-Nectars can go both ways. It can either go aggressive or it can go offensive or defensive. So what I'm trying to do now is multiple attacks while holding off a very good defending as well. So, yeah. And what I love about this one, particularly the Watering Elf, is that you put her into the soul, and your Vanguard or any other unit gets 3,000 power till the end of that turn. So, yeah. That's my triggered lineup, and that's my grade 0s for this clan, or for this deck. And so I run 4 Maiden of Cherry Stones. She is kind of in sort of way like a Midnight Bunny. She doesn't require a counterblast though. But what she does is that when she successfully boosts a Vanguard or a Neo-Nectar unit, or when the attack hits while she is boosting a Neo-Nectar, you put her in the top of your deck and search your deck for 1 copy of Maiden of Cherry Bloom, and superior call it in the rest position. And of course, your deck gets to be shuffled, just like that. So it doesn't require no counterblasting, which I definitely love about her. Plus, she's an evil fairy, in other words. This clan is not 100% reverse, but it's something. Next up, oh, son of a fucking bitch. Sorry. 4 copies of the Maiden Blossom Rain, the perfect guard for the Maidens / Neo-Nectar. Why not have something like that similar to? I refuse to have that Antonio card in this deck. Sorry guys, but you guys should know me by now. I'm not a huge fan of men cards. Sorry for being sexist, but it's kind of true. Anyways, I also run the new supporter, or a new power-upper, called the Lotus Druid. 4 of him. Typical, I just said, but yeah. What he does is when he's called to the rearguard circle, you can give any Neo-Nectar unit that you choose 2,000 extra power that turn. So these little babies come quite handy in there. Sorry, I'm on the other side of the camera, so for once I am not actually speaking into it. So, and finally for grade 1s, we have the 2 Lady of the Sunlight Forest. What I do love about her is that you can put her in a rest position, you can discard 1 card, and you draw a card. So this deck is basically about standing up and drawing and refilling your hand. So far, And it is kind of typical for me to say that, seeing as though I love this clan to begin with. Hold on 1 second. I just got a message. Fucking piece of crap. Ow. Never get old, people. Never get old. Anyways, for grade 2, I got the beautiful Maiden of Cherry Blooms. Like I said about Cherry Stone, she does almost the exact same ability, except she requires a Counter Blast and a Soul Blast. But only if her attack gets through, hits the Vanguard successfully. So that's the only time you can get her effect off. And vice versa. Like Cherry Stone, Cherry Bloom, you know, especially, you know, if Cherry Stone supports Cherry Bloom, Cherry Stone's effect will go first, and she'll require a Cherry Bloom to rest. And as for Cherry Bloom, requires, you know, to summon up a Cherry Stone from the deck in the rest position. And that's only when the attack of the Vanguard, when the attack actually hits a Vanguard. That's one thing I hate about the effects these days. They have to require hitting a Vanguard. That's bullshit in my eyes. Next one, I got 3. So for now, I'm running 3 Maiden of Rainbow Wood. She's like a Maiden of Libra. You Counterblast 2. When the attack hits, you draw a card. I'm actually thinking about getting 1 more Rainbow Wood because, you know, that's just how I am. I'm kind of OCD on I'm kind of in a certain way. I'm set in my ways of having 4 Maidens in each clan and have the supporter the last. So yeah, that's a free draw ability. And next off, I have 4 Iris Knights, the 10k vanilla. This is where it explains my point about Rainbow Wood. I want to get rid of one of him and put a Rainbow Wood in his place. Make it more appropriate. Or in my case, make it perfect. That sounds like a gay vampire right there, but still. Anyways, that's the end of grade 2, and so here's grade 3. I'm running the Head Bitch in Charge, 3 of the Maiden of Venus Trap Reverse. I want to run all 4, but at the current moment I don't have the 4th one, so I'm doing whatever I can with the other Muse. What she does is that you Counterblast 1 and you lock a Rearguard Neonectar. And you check the top 5 cards of your deck and you search one of the Neonectars in that top 5 and Superior Call it. And then it gets 5,000. It gets I'm blind about. It gets 2,000 power. No, it does from the counter. Bleh! I have a hard time fucking speaking today. It gets 5,000 power until in that turn. Okay, and then as for her usual counterblast by herself, you counterblast 1 and she gets 2,000 power per counterblast. So, yeah. And then next I'm writing the 3 original Maiden of Venus Trap Muse. She has the same counterblast ability. You counterblast 1, you increase her attack power by 2,000 for that turn. And also, but this is a different thing about her limit break. This is different. You do counterblast 1, but you don't lock a rear guard. Of course, she's not reversed compared to another counterpart. What you do is look at the top 5 cards of your deck, and you search 1 card out of it that has the same name as any of your rear guard units. So it depends on the rear guard instead of just randomly grabbing is in Neonectar. So she's very quite handy. Like I said, this deck is all about shuffling as well. It gives you more chances of drawing triggers better. And okay, and then last but not least, I'm running for now 2 copies of Lord of the Deep Forest, Master Wisteria. I hate the fact how they changed his name to the Deep Green Lord. It's the Lord of the Deep Forest. So I have no idea why the fuck they did that. So anyways, what he does is that when a Neonectar break rights on top of him, hold on, I'm sorry, I'm kind of a bit blind. You counterblast 1, and then you search your deck for 2 of the 2 Neonectars that are in your rear guard circles, and you superior call the exact copies of those cards. And of course, when this card is boosted by a Neonectar rear guard, he gets an automatic 2k power, so he's 13 power on his own. And so on, so on, so on. But I'm actually thinking about getting 2 more, so I want to make this deck completely organized and more break rights included. Finally got the hang of this little fucker. Also, so I just want to show you guys a little example of the combo I recently kind of thought through a tiny bit. You guys have your own thoughts about this, but, you know, let's just say we got, okay, shit on me, that one, and her. Alright, now correct me if I'm wrong, if this is the wrong combination, but this is my own personal preference anyways. So, what I do, personally, first off, I do make a declare attack on this first cherry stone with the rainbow wood. If the attack goes through, you draw a card, and you counterblast 2, you draw a card. And as for her, you put her on top of your deck, and search for another Maiden of Cherry Bloom, and you superior call it in the rest position. Of course, your deck gets to be shuffled, and then, especially if you're working with stand triggers. And so Physalis supports reverse. If her attack goes through, you know, if you pull a stand trigger, then you know you can get the power boost to Bloom and the standing effect to Rainbow Wood. And if the attack was successful, you put Physalis in the soul, and then look at the top 5 cards of your deck, and you search for a grade 1. So, for example, let's bring out Lady of the Sunlight Forest in the rest position. So that's like a superior call. And then, with a boost from Cherry Stone and Cherry Bloom, this is where it gets kind of technical. Or for me at least. I'm just giving you guys a little bit of an insight of an idea. So if the attack goes through on her parts, because I know some people will be targeting her because of her ability, and the effect that you got Cherry Stone behind her. So, yeah. The moral of the deck is you get more attacks out if stand triggers are included. So you get multiple attacks, multiple summonings, and multiple hectic, like any other plant, like growing on trees or growing in anything. This is what you get. So, anyways, this is the Maiden series of Neo Nectar. I hope you guys like it. Please leave a comment down below about this video. Tell me what you guys think. If you guys have your own thoughts, if you guys are fellow Neo Nectar players, let me know, and, you know, give me some insight or tips of how this deck can work twice as well. Anyways, so please rate, please subscribe, rate, like, you know, dislike, whatever you guys prefer. And I'll be sure to check you guys out later. This is Dark Moon Tamer signing out. Have a great week and have a great weekend. So take care, you guys.